This is the Pod Cave Podcast. Here's Jason, Michelle, and Goose.
So we're all ready to go. We've been waiting for Michelle for about 20 minutes. She's over there stuffing her face.
She was hungry.
Chicken soup.
Your wife was nice enough to make her something. She was starving.
What episode number is this?
Oh my God!
Episode 65.
Are you asking Goose? Are you really asking?
This is 12.
Is it really?
Yes.
I didn't think we'd make it past 6.
It's kind of 13.
Pretty impressive.
But we had to throw away 9.
Yeah, nine. The 9 was scrapped.
9 was scrapped?
Yeah, it was.
Okay.
By the way, I'm doing another promo. Dude, this is going to get banned from YouTube, how much shit I'm putting in there.
First of all, Stu,
Dude,
let's
I'm
not.
putting in like clips from Seinfeld, clip from
cares?
Game of Thrones.
You almost got me banned from one of my sponsors, so let's not talk about what you're getting people banned for.
I know. I have thought about it, and I feel terrible. I really do.
Yeah, you should.
About what?
He was so pissed.
It's in the past.
Oh, listen, I let it
great
go,
story.
but it just came up again, so of course I got to give him
right.
shit for it.
All right. I mean,
Yeah,
it's.
and this is the place to do it.
I mean, this was Halloween week.
It is.
You know?
It is Halloween.
Michelle
Well,
working
it
in the
was.
bar, bartending. I mean, that's what you told us, right? You were
Yeah.
bartending all night?
I was bartending all weekend.
And
yes.
would you dress up as?
A Playboy bunny.
A Playboy bunny. Shocker.
That's a shocker.
All right. Is there any photos
Not
of the
that I-
Playboy bunny?
There are several
Not that
photos.
I
Okay,
have a
make sure
problem
we
with
get
that.
them over to Stu. We're going to put them on the site.
Okay.
Can we hold them up?
Yeah.
Yeah, we got the video going right now.
And all your friends were the same thing?
Well, all right. So the guy Raheel that I work with at the back bar on Friday, he was Hugh Hefner.
Right.
So he got the robe, and then no
Did you
one.
plan that? You didn't-
We
was he
planned it. It
alive?
was all my idea.
Alive Hugh Hefner?
He was alive Hugh
Okay.
Hefner,
Was he the
and
corpse?
he's very skinny.
Was
So
he in a-
minus about like 35 pounds. You've seen him in my Instagram before, remember?
Oh, the real skinny.
Yeah,
oh,
yeah.
That guy. He looks sick, that kid. Poor
He's not-
bastard.
I know, right?
They do the silk robe and the
Yeah.
whole.
Oh yeah.
I was in Florida for Halloween. Where were you, Jace?
I was home actually handing out candy.
How many trick-or-treaters you have?
It's sad, dude.
We had 8.
10.
You had 10.
Yeah. What's
And I give out like the big candy
I
bars.
didn't see. I mean, I live in
I
Jersey
don't-
City, but I didn't see a bunch of trick or treaters walking around
it's
either.
It's the weirdest thing. And
You
it
know
was-
what happened? Remember Sandy happened?
Yeah.
And like
How
we
could it-
lost
yeah,
and it
Sandy.
snowed and
Yeah.
nobody went out. Like it seems like the last 2 or 3 years, it was like something happened and there's no more trick-or-treaters. Like people don't even trick-or-treat anymore. It's
Right.
It's a shame.
It
you
is
know?
a shame.
I was excited to see
It's
some
not
kids,
as cool
man.
as
I wanna see how they
like
dress
when
up.
I was growing up. When we were
Yeah, when we were
Yeah,
growing up,
man,
it was
loaded,
it was
man.
the
He used to
thing.
hide in the bushes and like
Yes.
try to, run after other kids, try to get their
Shaving
bag.
I'd go home with one bag full. I'd get another bag and head out again.
Yeah,
toilet
mischief.
paper.
Toilet paper.
Yeah, toilet paper.
Oh my God.
TPing
Put a
houses.
potato in someone's muffler so the car doesn't start.
Yeah, it's
you know.
crazy shit.
All that, that stuff that we
But I
never
was
did. We
disappointed.
heard about.
I was disappointed. 10 kids, and I'm like, they were cute.
And you live
couple
like
of-
in a like a really,
it's a nice neighborhood, man. I
Right,
thought-
I'm shocked you didn't get many more trick or treaters.
Yeah,
or you?
I'm like, what the hell?
So I was in Florida.
Oh, you were in Florida,
And
though.
I was there with Dirk, who we're going to be calling in a minute.
Dirk Diggler.
Yeah, Dirk Diggler. Now Dirk is like 6'7", like 450.
It's a big
dude.
dude.
Big
Big dude.
And
Bigger than you.
Yeah. So we got in our car, and I was down there checking on my mom a little bit because she got some water damage from the hurricane.
How's your mom?
She's doing great. She's doing great. So we got to buy some flooring and refrigerators and ran around.
By
with
the,
her.
by the way, Goose, thank you for the upgrade in the chair. This is nice. Did you
Nice,
notice
right?
I got it.
Oh yeah, you did. I'm still waiting on mine, but no.
You're next.
I got chicken noodle soup. That was
You
that
did.
was
Yeah,
good.
you guys,
that was
you guys get
so
presents
good.
every time.
Appreciate
Yes,
it. Much
exactly.
more comfortable.
Every time. So we got in the car, and I'm like, dude, it's like Halloween. Let's go. Let's go out. I want to see like some kids dressed up or people dressed up. And I guess it happens all on the weekend because we drove around for like an hour and we didn't find anybody. And then all of a sudden, I saw like 2 parents like with a kid. Like they all 3 of them dressed up, which is nice. It was great. But then I said, you know what, man? I remember, let's go down Las Olas. There's a lot of people down there. And there was nothing going on. So then we went all the way past Las Olas Boulevard to like the River Walk, and all of a sudden there was traffic everywhere. Well, they closed the road off. Everybody was dressed. Like, it was unbelievable, the costumes. We just sat in the car and, like, watched these people come in. There were some great costumes. I mean, Max Headroom. I saw Max Headroom. Remember that way back when?
Hell yeah,
You
I remember
probably
that.
don't remember, Michelle, but
What
it was
refresh my memory?
It's
it was a guy like that was a face that was like on, a MTV. back in the day when it
Okay,
first
okay.
came out.
yeah. How do
But-
you even explain Max Headroom? Yeah.
but there were some really, really cool costumes, really like small costumes. Some of these girls, man, they don't leave anything for the imagination. I mean, but listen.
Enough to call it a costume?
Yeah,
Or?
I mean, not even no. If they paid more than 30 cents, that's too much for the material. I mean, it's not, you're not buying
And
by
they
the yard, you're buying by
probably
the inch.
Yeah.
You know,
Nothing
you're
wrong with
buying by-
that.
Yeah,
There's nothing wrong with that.
It was
That's-
good. Listen, if you got a body, babe, I mean, I'm all, listen. If you're
If
hot,
you got it, flaunt it.
yeah, because in 30 years, gravity takes over a little bit, and it's not going to be as nice.
Doesn't stay that way forever.
Exactly. But we had a good time down there, and I had quite.
Yeah, but
quite a
Goose,
weekend.
listen,
Or
we're
week.
a little older now. So I don't. It's not like I get that excited anymore about. Oh yeah, we're gonna get all dressed up. And we're
Yeah.
gonna go. I'm just like, the whole thing about dressing up now. I'm just like, I'm over it. You know what I mean? I don't want to take the time.
My
and the
kids aren't even
energy
into
and-
it.
Yeah, it's a
They're
thing,
like
right? So it's like,
teenagers, man.
I'm just
I know.
like, I'd rather watch the kids and see what they're dressed up in.
You know what I think it is?
Candy out.
You know what I think it is? There's lack of creativity anymore.
There is.
That's
yeah.
probably
Nobody has an imagination.
Yeah.
Everyone wants to go buy a costume at the Halloween store that rips you off. Right
Yeah.
now, there's 99% off at the Halloween stores right now. Every day it goes down like 10%. It's
Yeah.
unbelievable.
Yeah.
But there's like no,
There is
Originality.
No right.
You know what I
Nothing.
mean?
I love when I see girls with good makeup. Like if you I saw a couple girls they were the Saw and they did like the circles on the
that's-
cheek, and I was
that's
like,
cool.
that's really cool. And
Yeah,
their
that's-
outfits, whatever,
that's-
but it was more about the makeup.
I've
Yeah.
seen
That's
some of
creative.
those. That's cool.
Exactly.
I saw one that freaked me the hell out.
What
The
one was it?
The one where the woman painted a huge mouth on her. It was all the way down
Oh
to her
my
chest,
gosh.
and it was black. So
Yeah.
I don't know how she did it, but it freaked me out.
Yeah.
Looking at it, it's like how the
we went to
That's
we went to
cool.
a bar
That's cool.
afterwards.
Yeah.
We went to a bar to have a couple of drinks, and the bartender, cute girl, nice, but she had like a zipper, like from her nose.
That's what I mean.
That, like opens her and then you saw like her jaw, like. It grossed me. I was
like-
going to order food, but I got sick.
It's like
I was
3D
like, what the-
makeup, right?
That's why I didn't
Oh,
wear something like
yeah,
that
it's
at
cool.
the bar. If I was like out, I might consider doing something fun like that. But
Yeah, it was like her skin was unzipped. It was pretty wild, man. It was
No,
pretty wild.
so that's cool. That takes some.
yeah,
it takes some skill.
creativity.
Yeah, it takes some skill.
Exactly. I appreciate that.
Yeah, that was cool.
The last time I dressed up, my wife and I were in Venice, and we got those masks because that's where they make those masks. You know those.
what mask?
You ever see Eyes Wide Shut? You know the movie
Yeah.
with Tom
Oh,
Cruise?
you know.
those masks that they wear.
Yeah, like
you know?
you wear.
That's
when
where
you
they
go
make
to,
them.
like,
They make
swinger
them in Venice.
parties.
Those are the
All
ones,
right,
right?
all right.
So we got those.
Swinger
Yeah, well, that's where I was. All right,
All right, there you
it's out of
go.
the bag.
All
I was
right,
at a swinger party. That's
yeah.
where I got the mask. But no, we got the masks, and we had the what do you call the black ropes? Or
Right.
not ropes.
Robes.
The black robes.
Right.
And I'm like, this is perfect. Put the mask on. You put the robe on. You're good to go. So
this
that's
is-
the kind of costume I like.
Yeah,
Yeah.
was this Halloween you did it?
No, this was maybe 4 years ago. That's the last time I dressed up. To
You know, what we have to do is, over at Tiffany's at the restaurant where we did a podcast, my restaurant over there on 46, they have a huge Halloween party.
Dude, by the way,
yeah?
I went to pick up my camera, and what's your manager's name?
Joe?
Joe took me back to the area.
Did you see that stuff?
Dude, that's insane. First of all, all animatronics back there hooked up to air compressors.
Yeah.
And these huge, I don't know what these things
This
cost.
one girl that comes in our
I got
restaurant
video.
all the
I got
time.
video of it.
One girl comes to our restaurant all the time. She goes and decorates the whole restaurant. And I bet you she has over 300 grand
She must
in props.
spend a fortune.
She buys them from Hollywood. Like, like things jump out at you.
Oh
like
my
these
gosh.
animatronic things. Unbelievable.
Wow.
I got to show Michelle. I've got
It's
video
crazy.
of these
It's
things.
crazy. So anyway, I was in Florida this morning, and had a meeting, and then we left about 10 o'clock. And let's call Dirk, and we'll talk about our adventure on the way back from Florida today.
Okay, here's one of them. Here, check this out. This thing rises up like 9 feet in the air.
Listen, my electric bill goes up like
Hold on.
$500.
Yeah.
Month of October.
Oh my gosh.
Hold on, I got to get the volume here.
You said she gets it from Hollywood. What does she do?
She calls all these places that sell costumes and
Look
stuff.
at this one. Look at this one.
Oh my gosh.
Look at this.
I hate clowns. Oh my god.
So it's
That's
a clown,
awesome,
a
though.
clown that comes out of the box and he's swinging an axe. This is the craziest thing I've ever seen.
Yes.
Can you hear us all right, Dirk?
So I can hardly hear you guys.
Hello.
I got you a little beber now.
A little better?
That's because Stu's over there trying to figure things out. After 8, how many episodes have we done?
Yeah, I can't hear this.
12 episodes.
Hey, do you want me to call you on a landline? Would that be better? Is this your cell phone, right?
Hey, Dirk, where are you? You want to just come in?
Can we plug this in to something? Do we have
Yeah, I tried to plug it in, but he couldn't hear us.
What do you got, an iPhone 1? What is that fucking thing?
It's
Are you
iPhone
kidding me?
0.
What is that thing? He flipped it open, dude. He flipped this fucking phone. Listen, get something that's compatible with the 90s. What is that phone? Want me to call him on my phone?
See if this will work.
Dirk, you there?
He probably hung up.
We
Dirk?
can't get to the phone right now. Please leave a message.
It wasn't your fault. I'm just saying.
Well, that sounds loud.
Hello.
Dirk, you there?
Really can't.
Hello, can you hear us?
So, do you guys want me just to come there? I can be there in like 20 minutes.
Yeah, why don't you come over? Come on over to the house. Yeah, let's do that.
Come on over.
Come on in, Dirk.
It's a party.
Let's give me an in-person. It's a live interview. That's the thing about Goose's buddies. You know what I mean? They'll just come over.
Yeah, he's going to come over.
He's going to come over.
You know, listen,
All right.
that's cool. So, Michelle, you said you had a crazy story about what happened to you this week. What happened?
Oh gosh. Okay. So I moved yesterday.
Right, so
officially
you
yesterday.
moved from
I
where?
moved from Jersey City Heights to, I don't know what the area is considered now. What part of Jersey City? I guess downtown Jersey City. It's not really the Heights. It's borderline of Hoboken. It's the Soho Lofts.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's beautiful. It's so crazy because it's like this 22-story apartment complex, luxury lofts, pool, sauna, gym, media room, shuttles to
Wow.
the path. But we were like the first people to move in. It's my friend Nicole and I. We were like the first two
Just
to move
you
in.
two?
Literally just us two. And we were the first people there to check in. I was like, oh my God, this is kind of
You
weird.
got the
that
run of
we're
the place.
Yeah. But then we started seeing more people
There's
come
nobody
in.
else.
We got to do the podcast over
Later
there.
on.
Red
that's
rum.
what I said.
Red
yeah.
Red Rum.
Like The Shining.
Yes.
Was it spooky? Like was it?
No, because it's so like I mean the office is all downstairs. The people are there like 24 hours, and then people started moving in. But I only saw my neighbors next to me so far on my floor, and then ironically enough, somebody I went to college with messaged me because I guess he saw me like walking in, and he was like, "Hey, did you just move into Soho Lofts?" Because he had also moved in. So anyway, we're starting to get more neighbors. It's starting to be, a lot more lively.
Community.
Yes, it was such a great place to move in. Such like a seamless process. They weren't because they didn't tell us like we needed COI numbers to move in. Blah blah blah. Whatever. They were cool with it. Everything went great. So today,
Right.
so I don't know if I've ever like told you guys this, but like my friends and I always joke around because like I don't know what it is about me that I give off or something. I don't know, but I tend to attract like pretty
Shady characters.
shady characters.
Shady.
I don't know why. I'm still trying to figure it out. So anyway,
You don't think we are, do you?
no, I don't,
All right, good.
I don't
Okay.
think
Making
you guys
sure we're
are.
not in that group.
No,
Good.
you guys are not in that category.
These two are probably. Yeah.
No, you guys aren't either. So anyway, my roommate today, she works in pharmaceutical sales and she works at the bar, so she was gone all day. So cable had to come, my bed had to come. I have OCD, so I wanted to get all the boxes ripped, everything unpacked. I was like handy woman today.
Right.
So anyway, the cable came. Cable. Now you guys tell me because I'm sure you guys have more cable boxes installed than I have.
Right.
How long does cable typically take?
You mean what from installation when they get there?
Yeah.
Well,
Take that long.
I mean, yeah. I mean,
many-
it's a
how many-
brand new building. It's got to have like
Yeah.
top of the line
It
wiring.
does. It does.
How many boxes was this?
You know,
3.
Yeah, you screw the line in, you go, and then you call the guy.
10, 15 minutes.
Well, how long was he there?
Okay. So this dude calls me and he's like, hey, I'm going to come like early, whatever. And then didn't end up coming early, went somewhere. So finally gets there and he's like, oh, hey. He's like, so do you live here? Like he was small talk, just talking to me,
Do you
blah,
live
blah,
here?
blah.
No, I'm just hanging out here. We're the
apartment
only
sitting.
people that checked in.
I'm the only one here in the whole building, but no, I'm not.
Okay, yeah.
There's an ulterior motive,
Right. So
obviously.
anyway, so he comes
What did he look
in.
like? What did he look like? First?
He was taller. He was like bigger built. Maybe
old?
Spanish. Maybe. I
right.
want to say like 34, 35.
Okay, all right.
So anyway, first thing, he comes into my room and I have like this Hello Kitty thing that I keep my thing. He's like, oh, so like, do you have a kid or do you have like a kid on the way? You have a husband? Like asking me all that. I'm like, no, that's mine. I keep my ankle weights in
No
there.
wonder this
Whatever.
took so long.
Go ahead.
So anyway, so he's like, okay, so this is what I'm gonna do today. He's like, I'm gonna call you on like my actual phone so you can like have my number so if you need me for I was like, oh God, I think I know where
Listen,
this is going.
you should have said, listen, all right, here's what we're going to do.
I can't
I'm
say
gonna,
that-
I'm going to order the cheapest cable thing, and I want every goddamn movie there is, okay?
Yeah.
Or else I'm calling your boss and saying, you've been here for 6 hours doing my shit.
I can't blame the guy. Listen,
know.
I can't say that if I was in his position and I was
Listen.
a single guy and
Absolutely.
you're attracted in a nice way,
Yeah, what
Right.
not in a creepy way.
Well, he was being nice. That's why I was like, I
All
wasn't
right,
gonna
I was
be
gonna
like.
say,
So he's like, oh, do you have anything to do today? And I'm like, well, yeah. I was like, I have a podcast at 9 that I have to be to. I kind of want to leave by 8. I also had to like figure out my parking situation, whatever. So anyway, he's coming in and out all day, and just was lingering.
Wait, hold
and
on
I'm
real
like,
quick. Stop.
Yeah.
You had to figure out your parking situation.
Yeah, because
You have your own parking spots?
I have my own parking
And you
spot.
guys are the only one that checked in. How many apartments you think are in this place?
Oh boy. Okay, so there's an east and a west building.
Okay.
We're on the east building. The west building is still being built. Oh God. Well, let's see. There's 22 floors.
Right.
But they don't have a 13th floor.
Okay.
So
Just around about 200, 500?
Yeah.
So that means there's 500 parking spots. You're the only one that checked in, and you're worried about parking situation.
Well, no, because
And you're saying you have OCD.
no. So listen.
you're- what?
The parking isn't available yet in our building, so we have to park at Cast Iron Loft across the street.
Oh, you got to get a deduction.
Yeah,
you got to call. Listen,
exactly.
you
It's
got to
never
call.
easy.
Yeah.
The rent's got to be. You got to tell them. Listen, I can't be paying full rent here when you don't have parking spots.
Oh wow.
Have Goose
I didn't
call
think
him
of
for
that.
you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Have Goose call
Yeah,
him.
I'll call.
All right.
Your representative.
You know,
I'll
listen.
give
you
you
know,
a-
that-
So
that-
let's get back to this dude. So he's lingering.
Yeah.
He's in and out.
So he's lingering, and then he's just like talking to me, and he's like, "Okay, like one more thing." And then he'd be like, "Oh wait, can I see like your?" He's like, your phone," and like
Smooth.
he was just trying, like asking me so many questions, and I'm like, "Okay." Then I'm like, "I think this dude is just trying to stay here." He's like, "Well, what you said you had to be out at what time?" I'm like, 7:30.
Well, you knew.
I gotta figure
you
out.
knew
like,
obviously
yeah.
that this guy's hitting on you.
And I'm just like, okay. And then
know.
he goes, okay. And then, so he's like, he pretended he like switched my package down for me. But then I looked at my phone and like my package was that the whole time. He did not switch it down for me at all. And then he was like, I'm just going to call you tomorrow to like double check that, they switched this for you. And then like when he left, that's when I went on my email and I was like, okay.
What's his number? Do you have his number? Let's call him.
Let's call him up.
Oh, wait, we can't.
God.
Stu doesn't have it hooked up yet.
Yeah, Stu, forget it.
Come on.
What a pleasant thought
He
that
said he's
was.
going to be back tomorrow. So
So let me ask you this,
Call
Michelle.
on your phone, put them on speaker, and put the speaker up to your mic.
should we really
Yeah.
do it?
No, well, let me ask you. Hold on, before you do, if you're gonna, Goose would call him, but
Or if you want to-
obviously you knew at some point that this guy's hitting.
Yes. And I was
So-
just like, I'm so awkward. I don't know how to get out
so
of
what-
this.
but-
No, but that's cool.
Yeah,
Like,
but
listen,
did
you gotta-
did he achieve anything, or was it just?
No, I just was like, bye.
You
I was
weren't
nice
interested.
to
You weren't
him.
interested.
No, not interested.
Does it
No,
bother-
The whole
does it-
thing is, you know what? What's going on around the country with all these sexual harassment,
Oh,
and all
yeah.
this and that. You know, it's and I am 100%. Having daughters and everything like that. If you're being harassed or anything like
Yeah,
that,
Yeah.
I think that I try to tell my daughters, confront the person. Say, listen, I feel like I'm being harassed. Just please let me, let me
Be
alone.
honest.
There's
Yeah.
nothing- I don't really go with the behind the back shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah.
And the
Be
whole
straight
thing
up.
is, my daughter comes to me and goes, Dad, it's really, guys out there, they're really, they're sensitive, this and that. And, I'm
They
like,
are. Kids,
I'm
guys say they are
it's
sensitive.
unbelievable.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, you're a good-looking girl, which my daughters are good-looking, and all of a sudden a guy comes up and they're intimidated or whatever. And then you're like, you just blow them off or whatever, and then you're like, well, I can't meet no guys. Well, you just had an opportunity to meet a guy,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
But I'm not just saying that you're going to meet him, right? Because maybe he has a couple friends. Maybe you go
Yeah.
out with a beer with this guy, right?
Yeah,
and he
no,
has no, but I'm
probably
just saying,
not, yeah.
no, not this guy, the cable
His
guy,
particular-
not Cable John, all right?
Not
But
Cable
I'm just
guy.
saying, like maybe you go and you meet a friend or something like that, or you
Yeah.
have a couple friends, but
Right.
It's all about making relationships and stuff like that. I'm just saying, just-
Absolutely.
You never know.
people just are so.
It's
quick,
always good to
especially
meet a friend
here.
of a friend. Yeah.
Especially in Jersey and New York. I mean, come
Listen,
on.
my wife used to tell me all the time how hard it was to meet a good guy.
Yeah.
So let me ask you: does that bother you when guys do that, especially somebody who's coming to hook something up for you?
I mean,
as a
yeah, because it's
job?
just like annoying. And I'm like, dude, okay, first of all, I wanted to like go out. And he's like, well, you can't leave the apartment because I can't come in the room if you're not here. And I'm like, okay, I needed to go to Target and return a couple things and get a few things. And I'm trying to be nice and like not be like feisty.
Just say, listen, there's cameras all over the place. The whole thing's wired for
Yeah.
cameras. I mean,
Yeah.
you could be in here. I'm not worried
Right,
about it.
right. I mean, it was more like annoying.
Yeah.
And then like that was when I finally was like, okay, dude, I got to get going. I got to figure out my parking
So
situation. I
you
gotta
were
go.
you were like you weren't even remotely even interested.
Not
at
even
that
interested.
point.
And then
All right,
normally I was
so-
like, oh, I'm sorry, I'm getting ready.
And
He's like, you already look beautiful. You don't need to take
See,
any
but
more
that's
time.
where
And I'm like,
some guys.
Oh,
some
Jesus
guys aren't. Gonna,
Christ.
some guys won't get there,
Yeah,
and they'll keep going.
The crazy thing is,
Right.
like,
I
if you ever
would've gotten
called
a
his
hint.
boss,
oh,
he's
he'd
going
get
to
in
get
so much
fired.
I know,
trouble.
I know.
Yeah.
Listen, but
but
he
I
wasn't-
wouldn't do that. I don't know. I'm
No,
not
but
the
see,
kind
that's
of
why.
person
You're
too,
cool. You're
but-
cool
He
like
wasn't.
Yeah.
He wasn't creepy. He was just.
No,
All
he
right,
was-
And again, I'm not going to blame him for that.
Right.
You're an attractive girl, and he's
Yeah.
trying. If he's single, or not, whatever. But I'm just saying.
So what time did he leave? Or what time did he leave?
Literally
What time did he
10
actually-
minutes before I left to come here. That's why I was a little later than usual.
it was how
today,
long from start to
because,
finish?
So it was 1 o'clock to 8 p.m.
Oh, wow.
What, 7
And there's,
hours?
there's
Three
three
boxes?
other, yeah. And he was coming in and out. And
Yeah,
he's like,
but-
I gotta go next door. Hold on. Then he would like go, come back, and he's like, Hey, can I come in? Then be like, Oh, what song you listening to? I'm like, Dude, enough of this small talk.
7 hours.
He had a lot of time invested, Goose.
I can't.
He invested a lot of
Let's
time.
Deal
in
with
that.
this anymore.
Did you take a picture of him? Be sure to take a picture of him.
No, I didn't.
I hope he's getting paid by the hour.
I know, right?
Yeah, cable guy.
Yeah, we'll be there between 1 and 3, and we're staying till 9.
I think you're gonna have a lot of issues with your cable. By the way.
Yeah, you said me and Jason are coming over. Next time you get anything hooked
All
up, we'll
right.
come over. Yo, dude, let's go. He'll be in there 15 minutes, hook all this shit up, and gone.
We'll be there long.
Yeah, beat it, pal.
Oh my god.
Beat
He'll
it.
walk in with you and I with our feet up on the thing, and he's like, "Oh, yeah." I'll do
And he's
that."
coming back tomorrow. Like, come on, man. What, 7 hours? Come on.
Yeah.
if she didn't say, oh,
How many times have guys approached you and they just didn't get the hint? I mean, does it happen all the time?
Yeah, because I bartend, so
Every
it's like
weekend, probably.
yeah,
Well, bartending,
yeah.
that's I'm not talking about that because that's a given. But when you're just in your normal life,
Yeah, I guess it's happened more times.
do they just not get? Because
Guys just don't get the hint something, and then I think they do get the hint deep down, but they're like, no, hold on, I got this. I got a different approach. So they come back with like a different approach, but it's like, no, dude, if a girl likes you, she likes you. If not, she
That's
doesn't.
the thing. I've always been one of those.
No one ever grows on me. I like you
Yeah.
right away, or I don't.
Chicks like a take charge guy.
Yeah.
like Stu, right? Like Stu.
Yeah, exactly. Like Stu, you should
But
tell all these boys what's up.
I
Stu.
was one of those guys that call it pride, call it whatever you want.
Yeah.
If I knew a girl wasn't interested, all right, I'm good. I'm walking away because
Right.
I'm not worried. I'll find another girl. That, you know what I mean? And so it's
exactly.
like, why waste your time
Exactly.
when you know the situation's bad?
Right.
Come on,
But
Jason,
what are you gonna
hot as you are. Come on.
Yeah, but you.
I mean, as many curls as you have done, there was a girl out there that didn't want nothing to do with
Let
you.
me tell you something. Girls are just as bad.
Yeah,
right? Some
yeah.
girls are just as bad.
Come
They
on,
don't. They
dude.
don't take a
What
hint.
was her
Oh
name?
no, so I have
It had
some
to be
friends.
one.
I could say stories.
Was it
some
a girl?
girls don't.
in-
Yeah.
A girl in high school? Where was it? We got to call this.
Listen, you forgot.
Dude, I mean, you're hot.
I bartended for years too. Trust me. I mean,
Oh yeah, and some girls
They did not-
love guy bartenders. I see it
Really?
happen.
They did not take the hint, dude. But you got to be nice though, because you're
Yeah.
you're working on tips.
Well, that's
so you
the
got to be
problem.
nice. That is the problem,
Yeah.
right? So you're at a
You just gotta
disadvantage.
Dude, you got to just start picking your nose. Pick your nose, eat it. Like,
just eat it right. in
yeah,
front of
just
them.
like gross them out. I get
Big,
the fuck out.
big slobbery one and just fucking eat it.
Yeah.
I probably should have tried that. It would work. Or wipe my ass. Maybe stick my. hand down
It's
my
good,
pants, whatever.
Dirty Sanchez every now and then. That'd be cool.
Where's Dirk, by the way? I thought he was coming in.
Yeah, he's coming.
Oh, yeah, he said
he
20
just
minutes.
called me. He's like 5 minutes away. And we'll
Jeez.
talk. But we had a very
Cable guy.
very fun
That's funny.
fun couple days. Cable guy, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So how many people do you think moved into the place?
I would say there's probably. They said there was 30 people moving in, so I would say there was about 30. I don't know if they've all checked in
Out of
yet.
500. You could play like hide and go seek in that building.
I know.
That'd be cool.
Good.
Right?
right.
We should try it on our
I'd have
next
a blast on the
podcast.
elevators. I know it.
Well, you know what else is weird is two people randomly walked into our room. Like this morning, I was sleeping on the couch because my bed wasn't delivered yet, and someone this dude walked in, and I don't know if he was
You
just
lock
opening
your,
the.
you don't lock your doors?
Well, my roommate came home last night after work, and she's never lived on her own yet. This is her first
better
living
have
on
a
her own
little
situation.
conversation with her.
I did. I was like,
the
we
door.
go.
Are you decent?
Yeah, we gotta lock the door, especially now after this cable guy incident. We need to lock.
so the
these
guy
doors.
just, so the guy just walked right
So
in.
he walked right in, and he was like, "Oh my god, sorry!" And her door was open, she was sleeping in her room, but her door was open, and she woke up and she goes, "Wait, did some dude just walk into our room?"
Of all
and
the
I'm like,
empty apartments to choose from, he's got to pick
Yeah.
the one that's occupied.
Right.
Really?
So-
was it a manager or somebody who worked there?
I don't know. That's what I'm trying to figure out. I was looking at the minute. I didn't see.
Maybe
him.
he's been living there for like 3 weeks.
Yeah.
You might want to check for holes.
squatter.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
Oh
You gotta
god,
go
I
install
should
a
check for
bolt
that.
over
Holes.
there.
Now, what kind of view do you have? Like,
We have a view of the pool and the dog park, and then overlooking, it goes to the
Water and
Holland
dog shit.
Tunnel.
oh, you can have dogs there.
Yeah, you can have dogs there.
Nice.
Wow,
So you're gonna have
that's
to,
awesome.
So I can bring my dog to you.
Yeah. You
then
can bring
to-
yes,
to dog sit.
and then you
Perfect.
could walk him. Yeah, they have a dog sitter.
That's cool.
It's very neat.
That's cool.
Hey man,
very
people are
excited.
crazy about their dogs. That's good that they open it up to people.
Listen,
Yeah.
listen. Wait till Dirk gets here. Very crazy about their dogs.
Dogs
yeah, they
are your
They're a man's best friend.
They are.
and a woman's
and a
best
woman's
friend.
That's
best
right.
friend. But yeah, no, I agree, Goose.
Well, my dogs have way more clout in his house than me. Let me tell you something.
I noticed
The
that.
totem pole.
I
I am on the
noticed it
bottom. My
upstairs.
dogs are way. I gotta reach up to see my dogs.
Oh, I know. Your wife was just telling me how your one dog tore his ACL.
Yeah. Well, they think he did. I don't know
Yeah.
if he did or not, man. He's an athlete. We'll get him.
He got the one that's an athlete.
got
The other
him-
one's
we
a
got him in-
prima donna.
Yeah.
We got him in rehab.
Yeah.
Right.
You know, he's on a treadmill.
Is he
and
icing?
stuff.
Is he
Yeah,
icing down?
oh yeah, he
Yeah.
ices.
Icing
Yeah,
down?
we put him in the ice
Put
tub.
him in the ice
Aw.
bath. Yeah.
Yeah, Vino.
That's funny.
That's Vino.
Vino.
He's got his own. What is that? That Instagram page.
He does.
Yeah.
Got
Oh my
some-
god, following right now.
Let me
What
tell
is
you
it?
something. Vino
Vino.
underscore
You
Saragusa.
gonna,
All right,
you gonna pull it up?
following.
Let me see that.
Yeah.
I gotta get Jazz
Yeah.
one.
It was pretty good. My daughter controls it a little bit.
By the way, do you think Jazz is a bad name for a male dog?
Jazz.
Jazz.
I mean, it's a common name. I think it's sort of like
Marianne thinks it's the worst name ever.
I mean-
I thought it was a good name.
Is that like? I mean, is it done now? It's Jazz.
Well, it's done. It's been Jazz. I can't change
Oh,
it now.
Vino. Vino's private, 146 followers. Good ratio. It has 146 followers, but it's only following
Oh, but
119.
you got to sign on to. It doesn't just. All right, you got to.
Yeah, you gotta.
There he is.
Dirk's here.
There he is.
Dirk, hey.
Dirk.
How you doing, man?
Sorry.
Yes.
What's up, brother? Michelle, you know Dirk, right?
Yeah, I remember Dirk.
What's up, brother?
Dirk, we were talking about one of your favorite topics, dogs.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, dogs.
Yeah.
Dogs. There's a chair right there. Grab a chair.
Come on.
Hey. So I was telling everybody, our Halloween story about being, going and not seeing any trick-or-treaters in Fort Lauderdale, cruising around, then all of a sudden getting downtown Fort Lauderdale, and we were the only bozos not dressed up, man. It was crazy. But then, so we woke up this morning, went to my mom's, and
Well,
and
first
got
of all,
some stuff.
introduce Dirk to everybody. That's
So,
right.
Dirk is a partner of mine. We actually own a company called Titan Aviation, which is we charter private jets, and we do jet sales.
I like the name.
Yeah, we do
I
a
do
lot
too.
of we do custom flying for a lot of celebrity kind of guys. I mean, I don't want to mention any names, but we do a lot of
You can mention
a
them
lot
later.
of people, a lot of people.
Just write them down, Goose, and slide them over here.
High, very well known people, and Dirk owns half the airport over here in Morristown, and we have hangars, and we offer a lot of different things. But we have shuttles and different stuff. So we had to go down. We actually flew a private down to Fort Lauderdale, and we had some meetings down there, and met my mom and all that stuff. So on the way back, Dirk doesn't say, he goes, "Oh yeah, I got a plane going back." I'm like, "Oh, that's cool." He goes, "Yeah, you got a Falcon 50, nice big plane." It was awesome, cool. We go to the airport, we get in. He goes, "Oh, we got to make a stop in Aiken, Georgia."
God forbid I actually tell him ahead of time. Argue.
He's so OCD,
Yeah.
and I'm so ADD. and I'm
two of you together.
Yeah, I just.
he's like, we're leaving at 9:06.
I mentioned it to him. I said, I mentioned it to you a couple times.
Yeah.
Didn't mention it to him.
Whatever. We get to the airport.
what
He
you're
goes,
dealing with.
"We're
Yeah,
going to
of
stop in Aiken, Georgia." I go, "Okay, cool. What are we doing?" "Oh, we're going to pick up a couple dogs." No, I don't know. Like, a couple to me is two.
That's
be three.
usually two is
Could
what
be
you
three.
think when you say couple.
Right, three.
Two
four,
tree.
Four.
Two
Yeah.
tree.
Right. So we get in this plane. Nice, right? It's got a 4-pack in the front, where everybody faces each other. And then there's like a little divider thing. And then there's a big J seat in the back. Nice. So we were sitting in the back during takeoff. It was an hour and a half to Aiken, Georgia. And we sit down there. It was great. Whatever. We get out, open the door and stuff. And this like painting van shows up. Okay. And I'm like, all right, and these ladies jump out like a SWAT team. I'm like, all right, let's see what's going on, right? So I go really quick. I run inside to go take a whiz. I come back outside, and these ladies are pulling their hair out. They're like, "Oh my God, what are we going to do with Jasmine? And we're going to do this." And I go, "Oh, man, what's actually going on here, right?" So we have Ricky Ricardo is our pilot.
Ricky Ricardo.
Hello, how you doing? He's a beautiful people, right? And I'm like, "Hey, what's going on?" He goes, "I don't know what's going on. This is crazy, man. I have never seen nothing like this in my life." I go, "Okay, So then the guy walks up to me. He was actually like the luggage guy. He goes, "Dude, I loaded a lot of stuff on planes, man. I never did any shit like this, bro. I feel like I'm running drugs." Right? I go, "Well, what's going on?" "I don't know, man. These ladies are in this van, man. There's all kinds of stuff in the back of this van." So I go over to the van. I look in the back of the van. There are dog crates from floor to ceiling, with some crates having 2 and 3 dogs in them. Oh, wow. I mean, it's like,
They're hoarders. They're dog hoarders.
So the rescue that me and Dirk are on the board of, Home for Good, they sent us down there to pick up some dogs.
Wait, what's the name of the organization?
Home for Good.
Home for Good.
Yeah, it's
Right?
Home for
Give it a little plug.
Dogs.org.
Yeah.
And they have Facebook, Instagram. They've done just about 6,000 adoptions in 4 years.
Yeah, so if you go on there, you're going to see pictures because they were taking pictures of us doing all this stuff. So, so it's cool. So he goes, "Oh, there's going to be a lady jumping on with us." So I'm like, "All right, that's cool. Got a couple dogs, right? Nice, Barney, Lassie."
You're still thinking
nice.
2.
Yeah, 2, 3. Now I'm like, "All right, where are they taking these dogs after we get our 2?" Right? So now these crates, right, are giant. I could fit in a crate, right? And
That's
the
saying
door,
something.
listen,
That's saying
the plane is not really that big. It's big. No, it
Right.
holds 8, 9 people.
Bigger.
But to get in the back, you got to Goose and I would kind of do
sideways.
Yeah.
We're
We'd
sliding.
have to rub a little grease on
Yeah,
you
you need a little
guys.
Vaseline
So
to get
now,
back there.
like, I go back there and I see Dirk back there, and he's sitting down. He's stacking these crates of dogs,
Oh, man.
and I'm like, "You got to be kidding me, man. I'm going to crash in this plane. There's going to be dogs all over me. They're not even going to find me."
Dog parts.
So anyway, we load this plane up with, how many dogs did we take?
18.
We took 18 dogs home.
Just a couple.
Yeah. No,
lot
so
of big
he's in the
ones.
back.
Yeah.
He's in the back. He's got this lab on his lap, right?
By the way, that lab's in my house right now.
Is he? He's beautiful. What a beautiful
Puppy?
dog.
It's puppy.
You have a pick?
Year and a half. I do.
awesome.
Yeah.
I love labs.
Yeah, I have a pick. Yep.
I love labs,
Yeah.
dude. They're great dogs.
Labs are great,
yeah.
yeah.
He has 3 dogs, and so the lady, it was a really nice lady. She comes in. So now,
What was her name?
In the airplane, Karen Peck.
Yeah, Karen.
She's one of the people that work in the facility.
Yeah,
down
it was
south.
great. It was great. So there's a facility that we,
Yeah.
raised a bunch of money for down south that we go and rescue all these dogs, and then they go through the tick treatment
Yeah.
and they neuter
Heartworm,
them and all that.
Yeah, all
Yeah,
that
so and then they get on the plane. But
Yeah.
it's not like they're totally. There's a couple right now outside, like they follow
they're
Dirk.
coming
here.
for you.
They follow Dirk here.
Just a
Vino's
couple,
coming.
We threw a couple out with some parachutes, and they're over here. So we're going.
They're angry.
And so now I'm like, sitting in my
good,
seat and
Stu.
stuff. So
That's
I go
good.
to sit in my seat, and next to me is a crate with like 2 dogs. On the seat across from there's another crate with 3 dogs. Then there's the aisle has dogs the whole way down the aisle, right? And they're all like these old, pathetic dogs. Like, and they're looking at me like,
One dog had 18 pups.
listen,
Yeah.
that dog looked like a cow.
Oh my
udder.
gosh.
I mean, listen,
It had-
that thing,
yeah, it was
18 pups in that. It was like, I was like,
Wow.
man, I felt bad for that one. I was like, oh, I was going to get it a boob job or something. 'Cause it had more the nips on that thing were
Little
like,
cosmetic surgery.
oh, I felt bad. Like I wanted to get some cream for that dog. Something, like something nice. But anyway, that one was sat next to me. It was really cool. So
He had to actually take one off of the seat so he could sit down.
yeah, so I sit down and I'm like squished a little bit. Okay, then Ricky Ricardo comes in and goes, okay, people and puppies. I go, okay, here we go. We got an hour and a half to Morristown. Okay. So the lady, I guess, has never been on a jet and stuff like that. She's like, oh, this is awesome. She goes, they're like, yeah, you can fly up there. You got a 14-hour drive back. She's got to drive like a van back or something. I felt bad for her. But anyway, we got all these puppies. So now we're like about 40 minutes into this flight, right? And like, I got the leash on one because I don't want any of them to run in the cockpit. Then we got this one.
Yeah, that one pilot was.
No, the one dog.
Oh yeah.
The one dog was like an attack dog.
Yeah, so it was a
Nothing.
shepherd.
Yeah, didn't like anybody.
Not the nicest dog.
Yeah, not the
Shepherd
nicest.
Aussie mix. It looked
But
like
they were
that.
going to like go and treat it and stuff like that. But it was like any other dogs went near it, man. This thing was I was like, oh. I'm not putting up a barking. Okay, we're going to put the blanket over the thing.
kibosh on
Yeah,
that
something.
right now.
Anyway, so then Dirk's like, oh, look at Barney and Snoopy are squished in this crate. So I'm like, this motherfucker. Okay, so next thing I hear, crates opening, right? And they're passing dogs to this lady. This lady's got 3 dogs on her, right? They're licking her face, everything. And now I'm like, all right, I'm going to be the jerk off.
Good thing you like
I'm just
dogs.
sitting here drinking my wine, and I'm going to be the jerk. Okay, here we go.
Give me one.
He didn't have a choice, though. He
Okay,
got-
give me one. So they give me this beagle, right? And
Snoopy.
Yeah, Snoopy. And he's got paws as big as my hands. It was like unbelievable. But it was like 36 inches long and had like a miniature head. I was like, man, this is a weird looking.
Talking about the dog, right?
Yeah, the dog. It was like cool looking. So I got him, and then I had this old dog like in front of me, and like I rubbed, like scratched a little bit, and then it kept like putting its nose on me. I got snot all over my hand. Then they hand me another dog, and then the one next one, I'm like, I felt bad for it because it was like just hanging out there, right? It was like like a hairy dog, whatever. So I opened it up. Now this thing jumps out. Right, and I'm like, oh man, get this thing back in because I don't want anything to run. We got 3 pits in the what was the one was a Rottweiler.
Yeah.
And we
Gee,
but they're all mixed.
You got some big dogs on there.
Oh yeah, listen, dude, this wasn't like
Yeah.
65,
little
Rocks,
60
retrievers.
there was no
yeah.
like lap dogs, dude. These
Right.
were like dogs.
There's no Yorkies.
Yeah, these
Okay,
little Yorkies.
And now I'm saying, if one of these dogs shits, yeah, like that. That was the one. Oh, calm down, puppy. Calm down, puppy. They went, and I go, what if one of these dogs shit? I'm like asking this lady questions. I'm like, all right, miss, like what if one? Oh no. You don't feed them in the morning, and they don't shit or anything like that. So then Dirk's in the back. He goes, what the fuck is that stink? I go,
Oh
you gotta
no.
be kidding me. One of the dogs blew a fart in the back. I think it was one of the dogs. I could have been Dirk.
That's the great thing about dogs.
Yeah,
You're
yeah,
blaming on
yeah,
dogs.
yeah.
In airplanes, what you don't know is everything goes forward. Like whatever the smell in the back of the plane is, everything comes to the front.
God forbid it's
to the-
burning so the pilots can smell it.
Yeah, everything goes to the front. So everything goes out the front. And listen, man, that thing came by me like a fog. I was like, oh. you know. But then Snoopy was on my lap. Everything. It was great. It was great. I mean,
my wife thinks that my dog has the worst gas in the world. Because
oh yeah, because you blame it on the dog.
the dog's always sitting next to me.
Absolutely.
I'm like, oh my God, Jazz.
Yeah, Jazz.
She's like, oh, Jazz. I'm like, yeah, Jazz. Come on.
But we're coming in for a landing. It's a little bumpy. And now I'm like telling the lady, listen, when we stop, they put the air brakes on, and hold on to these dogs. So now you got to see me. I got Snoopy in my left hand, right? I got Bow Wow in my right hand. The one dog nose is like right near my crotch, right? So I got my other leg on the crate, pinning it against the wall, and my elbow is pinning the other crate. And I'm like standing there going, oh my God, what is going on here, man? All of a sudden I go, and I don't have my seatbelt on. I forgot to put my seatbelt. I'm like, I'm gonna go flying.
Yeah.
Like I'm gonna go flying if God forbid he jams the brakes on. But we got there. We got all the dogs off. They all got they got clean before down there, right? So tell us, Dirk, tell us what happens. You go and you rescue a dog. Tell us the whole what happens in the whole deal.
So for the most part, it starts out down south. There's dogs everywhere that are going to kill shelters and what have you. But we rescue mainly from South Carolina and Georgia. And the reason why is because we have a facility down there. So we can handle 70 dogs.
You have a facility.
The Home for Good has a facility.
Home for Good
has a facility down there they've got plans to build a bigger facility. So it's only 5 years old, this organization, so it's young. Go to kill shelters, like the dog that I have at my house right now, the lab that I pretty much fell in love with, which I might adopt. We'll see.
No, I can tell.
He's a mush, man.
That's
It's
going
done.
to, yeah.
You're done.
I would do the same thing.
Yeah, the story with him was he was found in Vidalia, Georgia, running with a bunch of dogs, and they were able to catch this dog. They called it Braxton, which terrible name, but
Awful name.
Awful name, yeah. But he looks like a gunner. I like
Gunner. Gunner's
Gunner.
good.
That's a great name.
Yeah.
Gunner.
So they got him, and then they put him in they put him into a shelter, and it's a kill shelter. And he had 5 days left, and the Home for Good came, and they saw the dog.
I mean, a gorgeous chocolate
really
lab.
good,
I mean,
good looking,
beautiful.
Wow.
Yeah.
Not even a year. What is it, a year?
About a year and a half. They're
year and a
saying
half.
they don't really know, but
Gorgeous,
it looks like,
beautiful.
Real nice temperament, just kind of laid on me the whole flight. So basically what they do is they go to these kill shelters, they pull dogs that are, adoptable up here that, unfortunately you can't save them all, but you try to find the ones that are adoptable and have, check them for heartworm and all that stuff. Check them for
that's
fleas.
mandatory, right? They spay and neuter them?
No, it's not down south.
So
For the rescue it is, yeah.
For the rescue it is.
Yes.
For the rescue, absolutely. And down south, though, it's a whole different breed down there with the way they treat their dogs. So
They
nobody's
chain them up to a tree and they're just treated like
I hate
bad,
They do
bad.
that a lot. They'll drive down the street and they'll see dogs chained up in the backyard, and sometimes they just go and take
With
the
very
dog.
little human contact, right? Or very
Oh yeah,
little,
the collar's embedded into their neck. You've seen it all. It's terrible. So they'll go walk up to the door, knock on the door, and say, "Hey, whose dog's that?" They'll say it's my son's or it's ours, and we'll give you $50 for it. And they'll take the $50 and you take the dog.
Done, right? Walk away with the
and
dog,
want it.
yeah.
So they get them all ready for transport.
Hold on. Wait, have you ever been in a situation where they did that and I'll give you $50 and somebody pulls a gun out and say, get the hell off my property? Nobody's taking my dog.
Not that I've heard of, but I wouldn't be surprised if that happens.
Yeah,
it's
because you never know what
it's
you're
rough
walking. You
down
never
there.
know what you're walking into.
I mean, my sister has a dog that she adopted from Home for Good, and this dog, I believe, was a failed hunting dog. Great dog, nicest dog in the world, but the guy probably just didn't want him because he was a failed hunting dog, so he just let the dog go. I mean, when we got the dog, it was skinny, malnourished, it was terrible. But anyway, they get the dogs prepped, they get them ready, and then they either fly them, we fly them up. There's a couple different organizations that fly them in smaller airplanes. If we're moving around for business, we drop in and pick them up. And then once a week, they drive about 30 dogs up. Wow. And it's all foster based in New Jersey. So there's 70, I think they have 76 or 80 fosters. No dogs in shelters. We have a facility in New Jersey for.
So fosters are important.
Oh,
Yes,
fosters are
absolutely,
huge,
right? Yeah.
huge. Yeah, they make this organization,
Yeah.
100%. And there's fosters that'll take a litter of 8.
Wow.
Puppies, and they have 2 kids of their own dog.
Commitment.
It's commitment.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Yeah, it is.
unbelievable. So they bring them up on transport, and they clean them when they get there. They take photos of them. cut their nails. With the facility down south, it's a lot easier now to process them up north because they handle everything. Whereas before we had the facility up down south, we were going in, pulling them right from the kill shelters, putting them right into the vans, and taking them to hotels, keeping the dogs in hotels so they're ready to come back. So it's a little bit easier. Like tonight, they had 3 meet and greets with the dogs, with other people, and 2 of the dogs got adopted tonight, and there's 5 meet and greets tomorrow with these dogs. So the dogs pump
Yeah, they
through
put him on the
quick.
website, and you get to go on his website and say, "Oh yeah,
Pet
what,
Finder,
dog?"
they're on Pet Finder.
Yeah,
too.
that's how Vino. My dog Vino.
Yeah.
He was a rescue out of New York City. He was. There was like maybe an hour left, and he was going to. Him and his brother and his sister were all going to get euthanized. I mean, he's like the greatest.
That's a great dog, but I've had a dog all my life. I've
Right.
never been without a dog, all rescues, except for this last one, which is the Rhodesian Ridgeback.
Yeah.
That's the only time I've ever gotten, because
Right.
they need rescuing, and they end up making great dogs.
Yeah.
Great
Absolutely.
dogs.
Great dogs. So,
All you got to do is give him a little love, man, and you forget about it. It's awesome.
Yeah, no,
I've had every animal you could ever imagine.
Really.
Oh, have you? So you like horses and cats and pigs.
I
and-
currently have a cat, Axel.
Yeah.
Really.
Yeah. He was a
I'm
rescue.
not a cat guy, but I mean, I can appreciate cat as a pet. I'm just not.
There's
Certain cats.
wild
I'm a dog
cats
guy.
all over Jersey City, and I
Certain
feed all of
cats.
them.
Yeah.
Certain cats. Yeah.
Cool
We
thing
food
with,
out.
Yeah, the cool thing with the cat. So just recently, they were bringing in a lot of dogs from Puerto Rico
Yeah.
for the hurricane,
Yeah.
and
There's a lot of cats there.
They were bringing a lot of cats in, and what the craziest thing was, they brought 3 pigs from.
I love pigs.
I'm talking forklift. I had to operate the
pigs.
forklift to get them off, right? And each pig had their own therapy cat, maybe you call it.
Come on.
So the cat stayed with
Stop.
the pig. It
Oh
was
my God, I
crazy.
need one for Axel.
Is this a joke or is
No, I swear to
Oh my
God,
God.
this is not a joke.
Therapy
This-
cat?
Axel
it's
needs a friend.
therapy cat.
Okay, hold on.
Yes.
I've never heard of that.
This
So-
is great. Tell me more.
So it was my second year in the NFL, and I'm
Yeah.
at the Colts. And a guy named Ron Solt invited me over, and we went hunting at his house. So we went hunting, and he says, "Oh yeah, I bought this little pig for my kids, a little pot-belly pig." Okay. So the thing was about maybe 10 inches long, cute little pig. He walked it around, everything like that. I said, "Oh, this is great. It's really nice, whatever." So about maybe 6 months, 8 months later, I go back. He goes, "Oh, we're gonna go hunting again, whatever." I'm like, "Oh, cool." I go, all right, we go. I go, "Where's the ammo, or whatever?" He goes, "Oh, it's in the barn." I go. He goes, "Go in the barn, just go to the left." So I go in the barn, and I go, and I turn, and all of a sudden I hear, I was like, "What the fuck is that?" So I look around, right in the next stall. I turn my head around. There was a pig. This pig, potbelly pig. Listen,
They're the cutest.
600 pounds. A tusk.
Are they still cute
Listen,
at 600
I
pounds?
shit. I just stood there. I was frozen. I didn't know what to do.
Shit your pants.
Dude, I shit my pants. I was like, I turned around and booked. Listen, if they were to time me in the 40, I was in the 4s. Like low 4s, like 4.3 40-yard dash.
You need that
I
big on
ran
the
out of
game.
there. And he goes, "What's the matter?" I go,
Unstoppable.
There's an animal, there's a thing in there. I go, "What is that thing?" He goes, "Oh, that's that potbelly pig." I go, "Pop, what are you feeding that thing, man? Roids? Are you feeding that thing steroids, dude?" I'm telling you, it was 600 pounds. I've never
Oh
seen.
my God.
In that short of time, I couldn't believe how big this pig
They
was.
get big. They get big.
Dude, it was nasty,
If you
man.
let-
Big
if you-
hairy
yeah,
thing, disgusting, dude.
I was going to say.
Laying in it. Listen,
probably-
he could barely get up.
There's probably nothing cute about that thing.
Oh my God, dude! Scared the living shit out of me.
Oh my God.
Did it have a therapy cat?
No,
I
that
think he
probably
needed- I
ate-
think
Yeah,
he
so
needed
what's
the
this
therapy
therapy
cat.
cat
He would
deal?
eat a litter of cats, man. That thing. It was unbelievable. Disgusting.
Oh, man, dude.
So did somebody adopt these pigs?
It went to a pig farmer out in, I want to say maybe New Hampshire, the guy drove down. This is the middle
I mean,
of
are
the
they,
night.
are they
Oh my
going
God,
up on
that makes
somebody's
me so
table? Or
happy.
is it a guy
I
that's gonna-
was.
makes me so happy.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to.
until he racks them and puts them on a table.
But yeah, the therapy cats were pretty interesting, and that was pretty hardcore. Like the cat could not. Obviously,
Did the guy take the cats
pigs were in
with
the crate. Yeah. You kidding me? Like the crate, pigs were in the crate.
I never knew.
And then the therapy cat was in a crate, obviously a much smaller crate, pointing towards the opening of the
So can
pig's
you
crate.
explain to me what when you say therapy cat
Yeah.
for a pig? Why does a pig need a therapy cat?
I'm not really sure why.
Different one.
I didn't really ask too many questions. I was busy operating the forklift and trying to get the pigs.
The
out.
cat was-
okay, cat.
The cat was there with glasses on, taking notes.
It's like
Piggy, What do you like to eat?
But no, it was serious. It was like this. These cats.
Really?
Like, as soon as they
didn't know
walked
that.
next to when I was on the forklift, they walked the cat next to the.
How big were these pigs?
I want to guess they were probably 350 to 450.
It's pretty big.
So wait,
They're big.
did they eat the cats?
Who?
The
Pig?
pigs?
No,
Yeah.
no, no,
Oh,
no,
okay.
Buddies.
They were friends.
They're buddies.
Just buddies.
Oh, that's so cute.
350 to
Okay.
400-pound pigs.
Yeah, it was the forklift was struggling. Thank God I was on there for counterweight.
Jesus Christ. That's unbelievable, man.
Yeah, it was pretty impressive, and you couldn't. I mean, you had to in the airplane. You had to use a one of those hand cart forks to pull it down because they couldn't put it in the back
What
of
else?
the airplane.
Come on, tell us what else. Give us another story about what other things have you guys rescued?
Well, I mean, let's see. I've seen everything come there. Not us personally, but other rescues. A lot of dogs, a lot of cats. We've seen monkeys. Monkeys, yeah.
Oh, it's illegal to have a monkey in New Jersey, I think, isn't it?
I think as a pet, yeah.
Yeah, as a pet. But I don't. You got to remember too. A lot of times, this is like the hub for airplanes that are coming up. A lot of people are based up here. So if they're coming home, like one of the guys, Andy, does a lot of work in Cuba,
Right.
and he does a lot of Haiti.
Right.
Sorry, not Cuba. He does Haiti. He was down in the Virgin Islands, and on his way home, he has a small little Piper Arrow, 6 seats, tiny, one single
Right.
engine. He'll stop and pick up dogs or pick up other things and help out. So New York's kind of the hub. So at this point, once they get to New York, they go all over the place. I mean, Canada with the Puerto Rico.
Yeah, because I remember like seeing this article about this lady down like in South Jersey that like rescued like 40
Yeah.
lions,
Really?
and tigers and shit, right?
Yeah.
I was
Where?
like, you're my
Where is it?
hero.
Down like in Jackson, New Jersey.
Yeah.
Like she had like
Near
40
Great Adventure.
lions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good for
Like,
her.
I was like,
Good for her.
They were like, like if they had like a roadkill, like a deer got hit by something, they would get it and they would cut it up, and then that's what they would feed these things.
So she must have had to go through some kind of license
I
process.
guess,
to
man,
get
but it was-
to get
Yeah,
lions.
I think we've had llamas, goats. Man, I'm trying to think.
Lions? Any
Iguanas?
lions?
No lions.
Iguanas?
Iguanas. We've had iguanas.
And like, what do you do? Like, you get an iguana in. Okay, what do you put it on? Like, do you go like
Just
on
wash
Craigslist and
Does
you
the
say,
iguana
"Listen,
have a therapy
we're
cat?"
looking for."
Yeah.
I think I did.
Oh, they would like eat them because they eat
Yeah,
mice.
they would.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Like, well, how do you-
Gerbils. I mean,
how do you find?
listen, the stuff that comes here. There's guys that'll fly their own plane somewhere, and then the plane will come back and get their little foofy dog and fly it to.
Yeah, you wouldn't believe. Listen,
I mean, it's
so over at the airport.
chair
Dirk owns an
sucks.
FBO. You don't like it? You can push the thing on the side and it won't go back.
Where is
Push it in. Push it in. So on one side or the other. But anyway,
It goes down.
there you go.
You go up again.
Jesus
the
Christ.
chairs have been worn out.
How many guys does it take to get on?
There we
you
go. All right. This chair was sucking
So
me in. I was like,
it's pretty funny. Like you see these people pull up in these huge jets, and all of a sudden they got like a fluffy dog, or they like got like a lap. Right? They got all kinds
Yeah,
of
they
the
got
craziest
all
things go through airports, man.
Yeah.
Private airports. These people are very like.
well, listen, it's a big problem in Florida. Listen, my brother he lives in Texas in the College Station area, and he keeps telling me to come out to go hog hunting. It's a big problem in Texas.
Oh, dude, they're tearing that state up.
Tearing it up. It's a huge problem. So they're just saying go out, kill these things because they're wreaking havoc. Florida's a big problem too because of all the exotic animals that come in that are not indigenous to Florida.
Right.
Are wreaking havoc on the
all
the
them
ecosystem.
snakes and everything.
We had a
like that, right?
crocodile come through once. I remember we had a crocodile come through once.
Oh,
too.
wow.
Oh wow, dude.
Pretty
Yeah.
big, pretty good size. one.
Really?
5 feet, 4 or 5 feet.
And it got adopted. Like, how do you find someone to adopt that?
Truthfully,
right?
once honestly, once
I can
it's-
see you adopting it.
You know, they
Like,
go to
It's
like
probably
I
a hunter,
remember
though. It's probably a crocodile.
they go to zoos. They go to zoos.
Oh, zoo's true.
Yeah.
They
They'll find a
get-
place.
Listen,
Fine,
when was the
fine.
last time you guys were at Turtleback Zoo?
I've never been there.
You never been there? It's right in like West Orange, like right down the road. It's
No,
unbelievable.
I've never been.
I feel
It's
bad. No, I haven't
unbelievable.
been there. Stu,
What
have you
is
been there?
What is that? What kind of zoo? Is it like
I
the
see you
popcorn
shaking
park
your head.
zoo?
Yeah, it's like
It's-
it's like a real zoo. They got zebras and like it's unbelievable.
I've been in
man.
the Bronx Zoo recently.
Unbelievable. We got to go there.
I was just.
You know what?
Yeah.
We got to go there. The three of us got to go
All
there,
right.
take some pictures, and like and then we'll come back and we'll
We'll
talk about
vlog
it.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
The
And then-
Bronx Zoo is really cool too.
And there's over here in Jersey at the Great Swamp, there is a rescue for birds, right?
Yeah, bird sanctuary.
Birds of prey,
Yeah.
dude. There's bald eagles, there's owls. All these birds are like have been hit and they can't really fly again. They go and they have these, they have them housed, and you like can go and donate. It's
The fact that
unbelievable.
you brought that up is one of the coolest things I've ever done. Is my wife and I went to Ireland and we went to the Ashford. I think it was the Ashford Castle, And you have this option when you're there that you can go out to the falconry, right? And they'll take you out on they give each one of you a hawk, right? So you have a hawk, so you put the glove on and they sit on your arm, and then you walk this path, right? I had this hawk right here, and it was the craziest thing. I remember taking a picture because he's literally on my arm from like a foot away from my face and just staring at me. Just staring at me, dude.
You were shaking.
I was a little bit.
You were nervous.
They're like, that look on that. They're beautiful animals.
Yeah,
Heavy, too.
they
Yeah,
are.
they
They're
must
heavy.
have been
They
hurt.
very
But so
are.
we're carrying
Was your
around-
ass puckering? Like it was like, oh my god, what the fuck?
It might have. It might have puckered a little bit. But it was the coolest thing ever. It was really cool. So we're walking around, and what happens is the trainer is walking in front of you, and the trainer has food in their pouch. They have like pieces of chicken in their couch, chicken legs, chicken, wings, whatever. And the hawk knows that. Right, so the hawk will fly away from you. Right,
Yeah.
you'll watch them, and you'll see the hawk up in the tree, but they're constantly hunting. They're constantly hunting, right? So they're always looking. So the hawk sees I think it was a rabbit.
Do you put the little hat, like the helmet on them and stuff?
No,
like that?
that's a falcon. They won't let you take the falcons out unless you're trained with them.
Okay.
But we had the hawk. So the hawk goes down, right? Attacks, gets this rabbit. I literally saw it, just boom, got the rabbit, nailed it, right? The trainer goes over, takes the rabbit from the hawk. I'm like, are you really going to take that rabbit from that hawk? Really? But what he does is he takes a piece of chicken out of his pouch and he trades the hawk for the rabbit. And
so he's doing barter.
They take the rabbit and they use that later on. But the hawk always flies back to you because you have food in your other hand, and the hawk knows it, right? Wow. So every time the hawk comes back, lands on your arm, you put your hand up and he takes that little piece of food, that little part of the chicken out of your hand.
That's cool.
Dude, it was one of the coolest experiences I've ever had, to be that up close and personal to a beautiful animal like that.
Yeah. They have something like that going on over at the Phoenician Phoenician, I think it is, in Arizona. They have like a bird sanctuary there, and they come around like when you stay there, like you go and you have like by the pool, and they bring like a hawk, a red-tailed hawk, or
I can't
all
remember
these different animals.
what species of hawk it was, but it was a beautiful hawk nonetheless.
It's amazing, man. Animals are cool.
Yeah, they
Animals
are.
really
They
cool.
really are. Very fascinating.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
So Dirk, how I met Dirk, I met him at one of your parties.
Right.
This guy's got all kinds. His parties all the time. It's crazy. So anyway, so I met Dirk, and Dirk's like, "Hey, you're flying all the time." I'm like, "Yeah, you got to come to my airport." I'm like, "Oh, all right." So then I realized that you ran the airport, Morristown. And I'm like, oh, that's even better because, I fly all the time.
Yeah.
And when you fly out of Newark, it's a pain in the butt. Goose, you fly to
Yeah,
Newark.
I mean,
a lot.
you could charter.
Oh, my
You're in
God.
that league.
Yeah, okay. All right. Yeah,
do you
I'm
mean?
in that league. I'm not quite yet, but
You're
but
there, bro.
But they have a good charter plane company that goes out of Morristown, right? What's the name?
With the Ultimate Shuttle.
Ultimate Shuttle. It's great. Goose, because
Cincinnati, yeah.
You can show up 5 minutes before your flight.
Yeah.
Right? And
Or if you're Jason, 10 minutes after.
or 10 minutes.
We got to hold the plane.
Yeah. Done that
I'm
before.
never going to live that one down.
No,
am I? Yeah.
no.
But Dirk was nice enough to hold the plane for
So,
me.
hey, I
did
met
run
you at
late.
one of Goose's party. I guess I should probably hold the plane for you.
Yeah. I'll continue to thank you for that until our dying day. But anyway, but it's the best because you show 5 minutes before they take the luggage. You land. You get back, you get off the plane, your luggage is right there. The rental cars in
Free
the parking
parking.
lot.
Free parking.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Awesome, dude.
I flew private. Yeah, it's the best.
And it's, you know what, to be honest with you, it's not any more expensive than me flying United.
No.
No.
Fly
And
the
especially if you take your time into consideration. I mean,
You know, a lot of
money.
people don't really know the whole ins and outs about flying private. Like if you fly with 5 people, sometimes it's cheaper if you're going first class, it's cheaper to go and charter a plane and just take
Absolutely.
and the time you save.
Yeah.
Forget it.
Time
It's
is-
so seamless.
when
that
you go on
process.
vacation, like say
Yeah.
you go on vacation to Jamaica, you waste a whole day travel.
Yeah,
Right?
easily.
Because the flights are like at 4, like get there at 4 in the afternoon.
gotta be there
can't
2-3
check
hours
in, you
early.
can't check out.
Yeah.
When you go private, and sometimes it's good to fly down to Florida and then from Florida private over, but you get so much more time. And if you have the money,
But
you don't have to get a $10,000 jet.
No.
Right.
I mean, there's planes that are smaller, that are a little slower, that might cost you $3,000.
But this charter comp, what was the name of the charter comp?
Ultimate Jet.
Yeah, Ultimate Jet. It was the same price. So
Yeah, the
I'm
seats,
Not,
yeah.
I'm not paying any more.
Yeah,
right?
but they have routes that they do.
They have the routes,
And they have
right?
the
As long
routes.
as you
But
have
if
the
you don't
routes.
have the route, the other thing is time. I mean, that's the one thing that we can't buy. Is time.
Oh right.
Oh my
Absolutely.
God! Yeah.
But-
and the aggravation and headache.
So
of-
now you're talking about. I mean, I don't know about you guys, but you're going to go to the airport, and you're stressing. You're going to hit traffic.
Yeah.
You're not
And
sure. what
TSA is always
I mean,
fun.
forget
Yeah.
about it. Even with global entry, you're 60, 70 deep.
Yeah,
in
global
line.
entry used to be great. Now everybody does it.
Not everybody has it.
Now
Yeah.
everybody has
It's
it.
just
No,
it's
no longer-
ridiculous.
You're actually better to go in the old lane now.
Yeah. No, absolutely. I do it all the time.
Everybody's got the
I do it all the time. So it's just the stress of it, is huge, especially if you have kids and you're bringing
God.
bags. And, I mean, it's just so much nicer.
and the delays and the, it's the whole process.
Yeah.
is a big-
And it's fun when you're on the airplane with all, the party's already started.
Yeah.
The party where it started on there. Sometimes I've had customers that come in, land back in. They're like, "Oh, do we really have to get out?
Yeah.
We're just having so much fun." And
Yeah.
it continues the vacation.
So, Dirk, you were telling me a little bit about. I asked you earlier about this, about the president flying in because he flies into Morristown, right?
Yeah,
Are we allowed to say that?
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
public-
no, it's-
public knowledge.
yeah, it's-
I gotta be-
Public knowledge, bro.
Yeah, so he flies into Morristown. So what happens during that process? Because your airport's got to shut down.
Yeah, he comes in during the summer when he's going to his
Facility,
his
his-
course in Bedminster. Yeah, it shuts it down for about 40 minutes. There's a lot going on. Fortunately, it's on the other side of the airport for us. We're involved, but we're not affected, and we're not hands-on having to deal with because there's a lot of moving parts. I mean, you're talking ospreys.
Oh my God!
Drones, everything, dude.
The whole airspace shuts down.
It's
You've
the
got-
most
that's what I'm
secure
curious-
area in the world. at that
That's what
point.
I'm curious about. How secure are we talking? I mean, listen, it's the President of the United States.
It's
So,
secure.
so you've got drones, you've got ospreys, you've got snipers, you've got
All the highways are shut down around
Yeah,
the
the
area.
police shut the highways down because there's a highway on the north side of it, which is Route 10, and on the south side is Route 24, and then 78 also. So they completely shut those things down, and you never know where he's coming from or what plane he's in. He comes in, and then the helicopters. I mean, when he comes here, it's a big thing, but not just when he flies in. It's when he's at the facility in Bedminster at his golf course, and he's staying there for the weekend. There's a TFR, which is a temporary flight restriction. So you can't fly within a certain amount of miles from there.
right,
And if you know anything about airspace,
10
and
miles.
about,
10-mile ring.
if you want to go south, I mean, you got to go west.
Yeah, you
To Pennsylvania.
We
then
came
you go
back from
south.
Florida. We went all the way to Chicago.
Yeah.
Chicago, and then we cut back in. I mean, it adds an extra hour of the flight.
Yeah.
So it hurts. It hurts with that because you're burning so much
Charter.
extra fuel.
Yeah.
It's crazy. You can't even stick your hand out the window if you're at the airport. You got to keep your windows closed.
So
Nothing.
that's all serious. I mean, you can't even move. You can't.
No,
you gotta-
nothing. You can't. You
They
can't
don't-
mess around.
They don't play, dude.
Yeah,
They
and
don't-
they should.
and they're watching you. They're watching you.
It's got to be that way.
Listen, there's
They're
a lot
watching.
of eyes, bro. A lot of eyes.
Oh yeah, they've got airplanes at 40,000 feet. So
And they have backup radar. They bring in their own radar. They bring in their own. There's boxes and things. You don't even know what's in them.
That's good to know. That's good to know that it is.
Oh yeah, it's secured. I feel very safe there.
Yeah.
When he's coming, that's for sure.
It's the place I want to be.
Does he helicopter down to Bedminster or does he?
That's
drive?
what I asked.
Yeah,
Right.
so when the weather's crummy, he'll drive. And from what I understand, he's not a big fan of the motorcade.
Right.
So now they fly him. I guess it's an unwritten rule that if presidents are traveling for vacation, they have to use the motorcade. But I guess they worked out some sort of deal where there is an airport close to his facility, Somerset Airport, and they'll helicopter him into there, and then it's a 5-minute drive.
Well, Goose,
Not even.
You've met.
Yeah.
You've met.
Yes.
Donald Trump, right? You
Yeah.
met the
Been
president.
in a
right?
couple of fundraisers
Yeah,
back
his
in
golf.
the day. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, me and Dirk have golfed at his courses a bunch of times. And
Yeah, what was he like? Just fun to
I
hang
met him
out
for
with.
5 minutes. I didn't really hang out with him. Good
Right.
guy. I mean, this was years ago. I met him at Jim Kelly had a son who had a big illness, and he used to do a big
Yeah.
fundraiser in the city. And Donald used to come with that.
I
every
don't think
time.
people realize how charitable he really is. I mean, he's a very charitable guy.
Let me just ask you one thing. If you're worth $1 billion, and people can go and say, well, he's not worth that much, whatever he's worth. He's got his own plane, he's got
It's a
his
lot
own
of
thing,
money.
right? He has no aggravation. Think about it, right? You can do anything in the world you want to
Yeah.
do.
Pretty much.
You have no aggravation. Then you go into politics.
He's got it now.
And everything you do, if you
Scrutinize.
fart, they like analyze it. Oh my God, he farted. It was 10
It was
seconds.
3 seconds long, and
Why would you want to do it if you really didn't have the passion to go and want to make the country
Yeah.
better? I mean, I don't know. I mean,
why put
just,
yourself through
just
it?
tell me.
Yeah.
And you know what? This country loved that. He's not a politician.
Yeah.
Don't expect him to say all the right things because
And he's done
not.
it. He's done it.
Yeah, I mean, it's just he's no business, no bullshit, and hopefully people will go and see that in the long run, and listen, I don't care if when Barack Obama was our president, he's my president. And that's just the way it is.
I didn't agree
I might
with
like some of the things that he does. I might not like some of the things he does. But still, he's representing us.
Right, I agree.
Like, don't be an idiot.
agree.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I wasn't a huge fan of Obama, but I'm not going to disrespect the guy.
No,
I'm not going to. He's the president of the United States.
What
I
he
give him the
says
respect he
goes. And that's
deserves.
just the way it is. you
That's
know?
unfortunate that it doesn't work now. That
Yeah.
No, it's just,
it's too bad.
And he's fighting, and the tough thing is Donald Trump is fighting everybody. Because the politicians, even the Republican Party, I don't think they're too keen on him.
Yeah, they're not.
There's a lot of people who just don't, how is this politician? He's an outsider coming in trying to get stuff done, and he's doing whatever he can. And
he's shaking things up.
Congress, I'm really disappointed in Congress and the Senate and the things that they're doing and not just doing, not doing
you know how
job.
low their approval ratings are, right? I mean, they're in the tank.
Forget it.
So they're not winning anybody over.
It's just horrible. They're there for what can I get out of this?
Of course they are.
Instead of going and representing the people like it should be.
Like it should be.
The way it should be.
It's sad that it's not the case, but it is true. We all live in reality here. The reality is, you're right. It's a business going on there, and they're making money doing it. And they should be term limits. I've always agreed there should be term limits. You shouldn't be able to be in there for life.
Yeah.
And turn that into a cash machine.
Right.
You know what I mean? And that's going
Favors,
on.
A lot of favors.
A lot of favors and all that stuff. So
And that's the one thing that they hate. Donald doesn't.
They don't
he
like
don't
the fact
care.
that somebody's in there that
doesn't need any favors.
That doesn't need any favors, but could change that and threatens their existence, threatens the status quo, if you will.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So he's got enemies on both sides. I agree with you.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right, man. Well, listen, it was great day. Dirk, thanks for coming in, man. Talking about
We tried on the phone, Dirk. We tried.
Hey,
buddy,
one more time. Home for Good is what's the website?
homeforgooddogs.org.
Nice.
All right, their number. You have a telephone number?
homeforgooddogs.org.
There you go. Homeforgooddogs.org. Thank
Everybody's got the
everybody.
internet.
And if you want to adopt a pig, just call us and
I do.
we'll get Dirk
Axel needs a
Or a
friend.
crocodile.
300 pounder.
Or a crocodile.
Yeah.
or a crocodile,
Don't forget, with the pig, you get the therapy cat.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a
That's what I
twofer.
mean.
which is nice. All right, everybody. See you
All
later.